up, Aquarius? Welcome to your tarot reading here at The Intuitive Teacup. My name's Annie. Happy to have you all out there. If you are a returning subscriber, if you're family, welcome. I appreciate you guys more than I can say, really. It means the world to me to have you guys coming to my channel. I hope you get something out of these messages. If you are new, I am stoked to have you as well. Welcome. I do ask that you click on the timestamp down below that reads Tarot FAQ and Rules, so that you can better understand what it is here I do today on my channel, and always on my channel, really, just so to set expectations, right? Yeah, other than that, we're going to hop in. I'm calling this your March monthly tarot reading, so take what resonates, drop the rest, please. So, interesting. This is what we're going to be talking about. We're going to start with this fire element card that's coming up. So this could have something to do with a fire sign in your life, an Aries, Leo, Sag. In a more broad range, though, it simply could have to do with action you need to take, or really asking yourself what it is you desire right now. So I'm going to help fill in the blanks, but let's tap into Aquarius's energy. What do I need to tell them about desire, the fire elements? There's something about a logo with a triangle on it, or it could be literally the logo of flames or like fire. I don't know if that's your business logo or something. It's funny, I'm seeing it on the back of a car. Is that a logo for like a, I don't know, like it could be like a sports team, or like a logo someone would stick on the back of their car. You may see that in traffic, and that may in itself be significant, but for some of you, it almost feels like whatever you're thinking about at that time, when you see the flames of desire, it's a confirmation that whatever you're thinking or feeling at that time, it's like you need to kindle the fire. You need to put more energy into that. That's a cool message. I like that, Aquarius. I'm already off track for your video, as per usual. I feel like I can have more fun on the Aquarian videos because you guys just tend to be more open-minded. I said it, but I actually love that about reading for Aquarius. I don't have to stick to this like Virgo-esque this and then that. And anyway, we are going to read your tarot. Here we go. Sorry, guys. Four of Wands. This may have to do with someone that you are involved with romantically. There could be sparks or flames or flirtation, passions at a wedding. I mean, it probably isn't yours, right, if you're single and looking. But it could be. It could be that if you're already with a partner that you are really vibing with, at minimum, this could indicate that you're bringing it to the next level, because any four in tarot, it's like a solid foundation. Wands, I always say, are my favorite because wands indicate that there's room for growth still. So even though we've reached an accomplishment, a milestone in a relationship, there's room to grow. Others of you, single and looking, or however you want to view this does not have to be romantic. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting, but it's up to you. It's your tarot reading, right? If you're single and looking, this could say that there's a match coming in the future where there's an intense passion for whatever it is you guys do together, whatever it is you want to build together, this collaboration, right? If it's business. Tell me a little bit more. This deck is new. It's so cool. Tarot of Dreams. I was suckered in by you guys see that? The cover is just so cool. I'm still getting to know it, so let's see. Right? Aren't they so beautiful? I love these cards. Anyway, moving on. Tell me more. Tell me more about the Four of Wands. Eight of Swords. All right. Interesting. Okay, so someone has finally reconciled something within themselves that they were really struggling with for a long time, and it has to do with blocking themselves off to wanting to express how they really feel, or move towards what they call what they feel called towards, as in, my heart beats for this thing, I have flames of desire and passion, but it's like they were stopping themselves in their track. Eight of Swords. They were talking themselves out of it. They were living in a state of either shoulda, coulda, wouldas about the past, or the opposite. They were anticipating a more pessimistic outlook of what the future may bring, or what could transpire. This person, I love this. This person has literally risen above the bullshit. And this is by no means a judgment or a criticism, because essentially this is me going, and the universe as well, like somebody has finally, I'm going to say it this way, seen the error of their ways, because Eight of Swords indicates, yeah, something was a little bit off here. Now this could have been your person, but it could have been you too, right? Again, there's no judgment here. Someone eventually saw the forest from the trees. Someone quite literally ascended, rose above, right? And started to really be, I'm hearing word like analysis, critical of what their brain was telling them, and separating it from, well, is this true, or is this just a belief that I've taken on that isn't my own, or something that has been so consistent in my life that I always anticipated it would be that way, but then all of a sudden I meet this wonderful person, and you know what? I kind of change my feelings, or I change my theories, right? Thoughts, air energy. I change my thoughts on what a happy couple looks like, or what my future looks like with marriage, or with dating, or with this gender, or with that age. Or there's something about your principles and your beliefs were keeping you back. They were shackling you from meeting your, I do want to say soulmate, but do keep in mind, you could even view this as like your soul job, whatever it is you feel like you're supposed to do and accomplish in this life. There was a part of you, I think, Aquarius, that you were holding yourself back. But why this is so positive is because somehow there has been a transformation. This is important. Because of a circumstance in which you met someone else. Again, romantic or not, there was almost like, what do you call that? Not inertia. What is that called? Like ricochet. You met someone and they had a profound effect on you, and then whether or not you end up together, it's like that collision, that collide, whatever you want to call it, it's something about it changed you on like a soul level. And look at you now. You're above it all. Like you have a higher belief. You have you quite literally have raised your vibration. But I also think you're separating yourself from people who don't match your vibe, people who aren't in alignment with what you want. Like you're feeling the flames of desire more than you ever have before, because you just feel called towards something, and you're not having to validate why. You don't feel like you have to over-explain yourself, or give some sort of reason or purpose for why you feel called to do this person, well, maybe, do this thing, or be with this person, or chase that dream. It's like, because it's my truth. End of story. Period. At the end of the sentence. And I like, your vibe is chill here, but I do want to underscore, it didn't come without a lot of, I'll say, like suffering, some internal pain, and you know, from that pain comes growth, but I get that some of you are still there. So keep your head above water. Don't drown in the sorrows of the emotions, or really, it really does have to do with your mind. Don't let your mind play tricks on you of, well, you don't deserve it. You could never be good enough. Do you see all the competition? You'll never measure up, or whatever it is you're telling yourself. And again, it's probably subconscious. It's not necessarily you believe that, but more or less you're taking on that energy. And maybe you're surrounded by people or family that told you that growing up. It took its toll on you, but that's not where the story ends. So this is very positive. It's like you get your flame back. You get your fire back. This could even be, I could even spin it the opposite way. Maybe you were in a marriage or a long-term commitment for many years, but you were never happy, but you were sort of having to secretly hide it as not to go back on your vows, or admit that, hey, maybe you made a choice that wasn't actually what you wanted. And welcome to being a human, right? You're allowed to make mistakes, Aquarius. That's very normal. That's very natural. And I mean, beneficial, I would say. I know it doesn't always feel that way, but if you never changed your mind ever again, you're never going to grow anywhere outside of that little comfort zone. And I would argue, how comfortable is it really? This could even be breaking off from a job that, again, there was something keeping you going there, but you were never happy. You're rising above it. You're like, there's something better out there for me. I feel it. I keep wanting to say there's like a spiritual calling that you feel towards something or someone else. And again, it may or may not have to do with the fire sign and Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. A lot of Gemini energy here too. The zodiac sign isn't super significant because ultimately tarot does want to make this about you. But I would say at minimum, you're moving towards your desire. So that's an awesome message. Awesome. All right. So what blessings are coming in for Aquarius? Are you still with me, Aquarius? Hit the like button if you are. Let's keep this channel growing. Let the bots on YouTube know that you're here. All right, let's do it. What blessings are Ooh, you really do have blessings coming in, possibly in the form of another Aquarius, or a long-term goal or dream or wish that you've been trying to manifest for a long time. We're right at the Pisces full moon, depending on when you watch this. So always a good time to make new manifestations and wishes during that new moon phase. And don't expect it to come in immediately, right? I mean, if they do, great, you lose nothing in the process, but give yourself like a proper timeline. And if it doesn't come in on that exact, whatever, opposite the zodiac, full moon in Virgo or whatever it is, right? Give it time. The universe hears your prayers, but something about the timeline and the trajectory is very important. And sometimes we don't always have a say in that. And I know that's hard to hear, but it doesn't mean it's not going to come into you. It's just that you have to meet the universe halfway, right? You do your part and let the universe take care of the rest. Yes, back to the blessings. Some of you are natural born healers, so any career in like esoterics type stuff, tarot card reading, crystal work, whatever. It could also be literal, doctor, nurse, something like that. Healing is very important with the star. some of you are going through a major awakening, and with that comes major transformative healing in your path, especially if you broke away from a person or a situation that in the long term it was keeping you down. There's distance from that, and that in itself is a blessing that you've awoken, however you want to say it, awakened to other potential or possibilities out there for you. Manifestation. That's good advice for you guys. Yeah, there's communication coming in for you. I actually feel like, to be honest, yes, it could be flirtations romantically. It could be a job offer. I don't see that yet. This feels like the universe is, God, source, spirit, universe is communicating with you through nature. Leaves blowing onto your porch, or however you want to say it, like, that little bug showing up at your window, a ladybug or an ant or a spider crawling across your car, or, whatever it is. There's something about nature. They're speaking to you. Yeah, that's very important, you guys. Got the chills. The chills are my confirmation for yes, that one. So something about a spider maybe. But some of you don't want to believe the signals. You are, and part of this does seem very Aquarian or any air sign. You guys, you put it through a filter where you really analyze it. You're not just going to take things on as true because someone told you. And I would offer to you, that's fantastic, right? That's awesome. That's a strength. That's a superpower of yours, is you are not easily swayed, right? However, when it comes to signs from the universe, it's almost like you're putting it through filter after filter. Well, maybe I didn't see it, or maybe that wasn't true, or I don't know, maybe I'm reading too much into it, and the universe is like, okay. It's like they're up there like, send Aquarius the message again, because they're not getting it. And so this is not something for you to fear, though you do have 8 of Swords twice. So again, I say this in a gentle way. You need to get out of your own way in terms of opening up your mind to more possibilities. It's just whatever has transpired in the past has served you, but it's not that you're shackled to it anymore. You're supposed to move and grow from this, because essentially any 8 in tarot points you to the fact that, hey, liberation is what's needed here. Freedom. You guys like that term, right? It's freedom of thought. And so I get this. It's like universe is trying to, I'm hearing the word endow you with, some sort of power, but really information. Let's just bring it to that, right? If you're the magician, right? The universe is trying to send you messages to show you potential, or show you options, availability, different routes or paths you could take moving forward. And the thing is, it's not that you're not receiving the messages, you're taking them at surface level. And I think a lot of you are like, I don't see potential in it, because you're not going deep enough. There's such a duality there, because I think some of you are putting it through filter after filter after filter, but to the point where there's nothing left. So when you filtered it all through, I hope this makes sense. At the end, what you're left with after putting it through all these filters, I don't know how else to say it. You're left with nothing. So you're like, this opportunity doesn't seem that good. Yeah, because it was good when they threw it at you up here, but then it's like you broke it down too much. There's something about the opposite of synthesis. What is that word? Mutable signs. They disperse. You're taking this beautiful chunk of a message and then like, well, I don't like this and I don't like that, and that's not going to work for me. And like, that's fine. This is one idea. This is one potential. This is not the only solution. What I'm struggling with you guys is that you're getting multiple ideas and multiple solutions from the universe, but you're breaking it down too deep. I know that's a little bit heady, and for me as a reader, it's a little bit confusing to bring it to the next step for you, but I do want to leave you with that just so that you can at least contemplate it or consider it. And I'm going to pull another card on it, but like, there's something about, like, there's 8 swords. It's like one really good idea, but it's like you're breaking it apart into different things. And okay, it's interesting to me too, because that whole message of how I started this tarot reading saying, I feel like I can go off book with you guys. Like, I can not read it and this card is this and this card, like very Virgo-esque, like everything it's in its place and a place for everything. Like, break it down into little boxes and over analyze every little detail. There are times in life where that will serve you, and there are absolutely times in life where that doesn't serve you, and this is one of those times. The way I was saying, I don't need to stick to a straight format because I feel like intuitively I can read for you guys and it feels more meaningful. That's exactly the metaphor I'm trying to get at with this. And maybe it's literally the same for you. If you're a tarot reader or, whatever, if you read tarot just simply for yourself, You may be asking the same questions over and over and getting answers, but it's like once you start to break it down, you don't put as much value or weight in that advice or guidance, and that's the misstep here. Okay, you guys get it. I can tell I'm overdoing the point there, but I hope that makes sense to some of you. So what is it? There's an ending. There's something that you're supposed to end, but you're viewing it as whatever. I'm not ready to end it. Well, you don't understand. If I end it, X, Y, and Z will happen. Okay, that's your truth. And I'm not here to change your mind. That's not what tarot is about. I'm just showing you energies that are trying to get through to you, and you guys you're throwing up, quite literally, this is literally what I was saying. You're throwing up the shield. You're throwing up the wall. The wounded warrior, he has trust issues, so he builds a wall to protect himself, to protect his energy. Also, I would argue with this card, though, he's been standing there so long, it's become routine where he doesn't think outside the box anymore. This is my job, and I clock in at 8 a.m. and I'm there till 5 and and it's like, there's so much more out there. Why are you staying at your little guard post there when you should be adventurous? You should be traveling. And to me, that's such an Aquarian energy, like freedom and adventure, and even adventures of the mind. Like, let's forget travel just for a moment, though. FYI, Sagittarius, huge traveler, right? That's their energy in this card. There's something about exploration of the mind. And again, that's a Sagittarian principle. So that's significant for some of you. Do you have Sag in your chart? Are you dealing with a Sagittarius? Whatever it is, you need to change your thoughts, your beliefs, your ideas on a certain subject matter. I'm not saying on everything. I'm not saying your religious beliefs, your spiritual beliefs. Something that it's to your detriment. The Ten of Swords says there's nothing left in there for us. And that's a bitter pill to swallow when you've put a lot of energy into something. However, it's all about your perception, though. Is it a bitter pill, though, if universe is trying to align you to something that's going to make you so much happier, somewhere there where there's more room for growth, for potential, for opportunity? It's not a death sentence, but it will always be that if that's what your mind is telling you. So, and I fully understand, like, the balls it takes to tell this to an Aquarian, but you're not always right. And that's when everybody left. But the thing is, though, because that's what you're getting. If you're always right, you're in this prison of, well, only my ideas are valid. And it's just not true, Aquarius. And I have so much respect for you guys. I'm not at all coming down on you, but I fully believe that tarot is meant to show you kind of more or less like the error of your ways so that you can live your best life, right? As much as it's fun to be like, oh, I see this and that and it's beautiful and it's all going to work out. Absolutely. That's great. Those messages are fun, but I think there's more value to messages that are like, ooh, something's off here. Can we examine this again? And that's what you're supposed to do. Some of you need to go back to school and take an exam again. The way I said that, it was like you may have dropped out of college because you fell out of love with it, but in hindsight, you realize that's still really what I want to do. So again, that one thing, it's like you're going to let that principle hold you back. Like, well, that professor didn't like me and I disagree with them and like they ruined it for me. But on the inside, you're like, but that's my passion. I still really want to do that thing. You're going to go back to school and you're going to crush the exam, right? And there's a lesson in humility here, maybe. But there's also a lesson about inner strength and courage and determination, tenacity. There is an offer coming in. You get what you give. There's reciprocity. Someone was holding back on an offer because essentially, I almost think in metaphor, the universe was holding back on this offer because you weren't in alignment yet. We had to get you out of this stage so that when you finally see the light and raise your vibration, there's just something beautiful about the magician. Like, card number 1, I'm going to start fresh. I'm going to start new. I am the master of my destiny. We had to get you there before this offer that was always there, but it was being held back until you were ready. Now you're ready, and look, it feels amazing. You get what you give. That's what I keep wanting to say. And I'm literally hearing that song by, it's from the 90s. Is it the New Radicals, I think? I don't know. It's a great song. You got the music in you. Maybe something about this has to do with music or arts or creativity. You got the music in you. I like that song. Anyway, there is an offer. There's a beautiful offer. And we know that there was. It just took us a while to get there, right? That's your blessing that's coming in. Anything else I get to, let's do this deck. Anything else I get to know about the blessings? Something in makeup or something to do with the eyes, optics, opticals. It could even be visual things, filmmaking. But it could literally be, I don't know if you're going to medical school to be whatever, ophthalmologist or something about the eye. And again, it could be makeup. It could be I don't know, branding sunglasses, or there's something very important about the eye. And maybe it's just saying you're a seer. You have great vision of the future. And we know you do. You're an Aquarius. It's just a matter of whether you tap into it or not. Yeah, this feeling, I'm literally seeing cosmetics and makeup. So maybe some of you are being models. I don't know, whatever it is. This feeling of I'm lost and I'm uncertain, that is, of course, going to be a process when you leave what is familiar. When you abandon a certain thought that, again, it wasn't healthy, it wasn't necessarily true, but it was familiar. I have to live in this area code. I have to do this for that person. When you step away from that and you start practicing something different, it is going to feel weird. There's going to be a transitional period. That's what Five of Pentacles is. From that period, though, something else comes in. It's so funny. I keep saying things and then it sends me down this whole other rabbit hole. So something with quite, for my ladies out there, quite literally the period or menstruation or your cycle, that may have been very erratic or disruptive because you were not, your body was in a good state of health. It's like you, again, especially in a job that you were unhappy with, it was more than just, oh, this doesn't make me feel good. Your body literally was feeling depleted. I'm hearing replenish. You need to replenish it. I don't know. Something about that may have been impacting your ability to start a family or something that would be related to the woman's cycle, their menses or something like that. You'll know what that is. So anyway. It's headed in a better direction, though. Temperance, yeah, balance, hitting reset, restoring your peace of mind. There's an offer that comes in, and again, for a lot of you, there's a huge thing about healing here. It could be healing internal wounds or childhood wounds or traumas, really. This is a huge card of like trauma, right? And again, this is not coming down on you or judging you or punishing you, but it's saying you do know there's something else out there, right? Like this isn't where the story ends. And again, something about writers, the story. The story continues more, but you have to know that it can. It has to start with your belief system, and ultimately, I think that's what this is. When you believe you can, then you can make the practical steps to achieve that goal. And then look, you're going to get it back in spades, or however you want to say it. Like a lot comes back. You get a lot on this return for putting yourself out there and taking some sort of important risk. Let your voice be heard. There's something, for the Magician, for me as a reader, I think because it's associated with Mercury, I very often see the Magician as someone who's about to give a speech or a demonstration or a lecture, or at minimum just like, can I have the attention of the room, please? And that may be very uncomfortable for you. Maybe you're announcing something big. Maybe there's a big chapter in your life that's coming to an end and you have to have uncomfortable words with someone. But the thing is, it's beautiful because it's going to liberate you. It's saying that thing you always need to say, or always needed to say, or always wanted to say, or always were trying to say but couldn't quite do it. Maybe you felt you were silenced, or it wasn't, I don't know, whatever the reason was. I'm wanting to say, like, breathe for a second and tell yourself you can, and then you will. This awkward period of I don't know if I can, or did I jump too soon, or whatever, this is temporary. The cards surrounding this are beautiful. So know that if you're in this kind of awkward Eight of Swords stage of, well, I tried it once and I didn't feel comfortable, so I ran back to this, or you can still do it again. You write the history books, not the people around you. All right, this is a long one, Aquarius. Although I don't mind because I feel like I gave you never mind, whatever. I still kind of owe you a birthday reading and I'm trying to get to it, but I don't want to make false promises, so we'll see. Your faith may be undergoing a huge transformation. Your belief system, your principles. Some of you are taking on a more Piscean energy, especially if that's strong in your chart. The Neptune is coming up. The idea of like universal oneness, can't we all just get along? And merging in a sense with people, blending, combining with groups of people who share that system of belief or that faith or just that like moral principle. You know, like you don't have time for people who treat you poorly, who talk down to you. Somebody who views you as intellectually inept, I was the opposite, superior, whatever the opposite of that is. What the hell? Like for any sign of the zodiac, I would say Aquarius is the most, nope, that's not going to work, because that's how, like you operate so strongly with your keen intellect. So that's sort of where you got lost along the way, is at one point in time, you started to believe you weren't good enough, or you weren't smart enough, or you didn't match other people in some quality. It's like the competition is too fierce, I can't. I think universe is saying you can and you will. It's like you will find your group, you will find your people essentially, but there has to do with walking away from a person or a situation that was keeping you in a false state of beliefs, or however you want to say it. There's a lot of Sagittarius energy that's coming into me, so that could be this person that you end up hooking up with. And I don't necessarily mean in a sexual sense, but sure, you know, it doesn't matter to me. A person who has a huge impact on you that essentially helps or initiates, or I'm just saying nudges you in the direction to change your life. I think we get into dangerous territory when we start attributing our personal successes to other people. Like, oh, well, they, you know, round of applause for my boyfriend because he was the one who made me do this. I think it's great to be humble in a sense that, like, you know, maybe not humble, but I get the whole thing of, oh, well, it was them. I don't want the credit. Maybe it is humble. I don't know. But you were the one who made the changes. Nobody can change things for you, especially internally. That's what I'm talking about. You have to do it yourself. So a lot of you, again, there's a very special bond or friendship that comes into your life, and it changes things in a profound way. And for some of you, it will be romantic. For some of you, it will be your romantic partner or your future wife or husband or something like that. Yeah, love is coming through. You're going to practice more self-love moving forward. That's something that it seems to be lacking in the past. Some of you are going to get a new job. And again, there's this really cute metaphor of you may feel that, I don't know if it's intellectually, whatever it is, you feel like you offer less in that field. Maybe you have less experience, or you're just very critical of yourself. You're very hard on yourself. You think you don't measure up, but the reality is you stand above the rest, but you do it in a unique way where we don't attribute that quality to having... It's almost like you're the trailblazer, but you don't know it because no one else has succeeded in that way that you have. Like, you're going to bring something new and, you know, very Aquarian, innovative, something different. But rather than looking at it as a downfall or a drawback, it's just the opposite. It's your superpower, so you need to start flexing that muscle more. Again, speak up. You have very good ideas. Don't silence yourself, especially in terms of, oh, well, I'm going to sacrifice my own ideas to make it. It's almost like to make the group feel more comfortable. You need to stop doing that. You need to have faith that you were endowed with these magical powers, whatever that is, right? Superpowers, strengths, right? For a reason. So by sacrificing those and keeping them to yourselves, you are denying the group the benefits of that beautiful cup of love you have to offer, whatever you're putting your passion into. Yeah. All right. I'm going to leave it there, Aquarius, because I know past 25 minutes, nobody watches these. So anyway, if you made it this far, thank you. You guys are my soul tribe. I appreciate you so much. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and I will see you next Thursday for more tarot. Bye, guys. Welcome to the Intuitive Teacup, my friends. These tarot readings are meant to motivate, empower, and inspire you. Please keep an open heart and an open mind as you watch these general readings, as some material will resonate and some might not. Do have faith it is serving someone out there, and take away only what resonates for you. Please release the rest. Feel free to book a personal reading with me if you would like something catered specifically to your inquiries and energy. That information is down below for you. You are responsible for all actions and decisions and the vibe that you bring to this channel. This is optional advice or guidance, and of course, you will always have free will. Check the box below for my social media links, the decks I use, and more information on this channel. Let's hop into your tarot reading.